Good evening. Welcome to Division 4 here at the Canadian Grand Prix. Tonight I am on my own. It is only the Music Rocket 73. As you can see, we've only just gone live, which means that it should take any second now for everyone else to jump in and join me in the chat. I will be looking at chats throughout the whole of the evening. Things to look forward to tonight is we have every single official driver, no reserves, nothing else, just the actual drivers themselves racing tonight. Which means that it is all to play for. This is when we're going to find out truly who is in the right division, who's got pace, who's not got the pace, or who's going to choose consistency over anything else. I raced on Sunday and I commentated on, I think it was Tuesday night on Division 5. Was it Div 5? Yes, I think it was Division 5. That was brilliant. If you haven't checked out Div 5 race, I recommend you do. There was a lot going on, and we had a new commentator for that, actually. I didn't speak too much during that evening, as I thought to let him get on with it and see what happens. Charismatic saying he liked turtles. Well, turtles are slow, but they are consistent, if that is anything to do with Charismatic, which is completely not, because consistent and Charismatic does not add up in any shape or form. Then yeah, I'm sure you do well tonight. Obviously, getting no penalties around this track is crucial. If you want to have no penalties, you'll probably get a podium. We've seen it a couple of times. In fact, we even saw Desbro win a race last night through just penalties alone. He picked up one penalty, and I believe that was enough to win the race, or he had no penalties and he won the race on that. But either way, they're the type of things that, you know, you'll need to do if you want to win. I have been out today, and I only got back like an hour ago, but me going out isn't the same as everyone else is going out. I ride a sports bike, and I just did 50 miles on it, and my back is absolutely killing because of that. So, excuse me if I'm a little bit short-breathed for the first part of this qualifying one, but hopefully going into qualifying 2, I should be back with it. Looks very cloudy, by the way, but it has done in all qualifying sessions that I've seen. Except Div 1, where I think it was sun shining through qualifying. But don't quote me on that, because that was Sunday and I can't remember that far back. Oh, I can get some plus 50 bits going as well. Right, I'm very excited for this one. No one going on track yet. Hopefully everyone's going to put their setups on as well. Oh, here we go. Clates is the first one. Wet start to race. Oh my god. We're having a wet start. I've seen the dry start, but I've not seen a wet start on this game. And with these drivers, anything can happen in that race. Right then, Clates. Obviously, if it's a wet start, it probably means that you don't need to save softs. It depends how long those the wet period lasts for. It could last for 3/4 of the race, or it could only last for like 2/4, i.e. being a half. I don't know how the 1080 is going to be tonight as well. First time I'm running 1080. It looks alright on the stream, to be fair. Gonna give it goodness for that. Forza Ferrari says Mushy. V Sopo. Good luck to everyone. Charismatic saying looks like it will be dry really early though. So you just said wet start to race, and now you're saying it's gonna be dry early. That doesn't make sense, Charismatic. Make up your mind. Is it a wet start or is it a dry start? Or am I gonna have to just wait? Probably gonna have to just wait. It's Charismatic. We can't really trust him. I mean, after all, Charismatic is in... What car's Charismatic in again? I can't see him on my list. He's in the AlphaTauri. I don't know if we can trust AlphaTauris. We'll dry up early. Ah, that's what you meant by that. See, now you're making sense. SLS Raikkonen is out there as well, picking the medium quad tyres. He did so in Jeddah as well. But let's go for a qualifying laps on board of Clates through the final... Hopefully he didn't just invalidate both the selects lap. He has not, because he has put the ERS on, unless he's going for a push lap. No, he hasn't. So going into turn 1, you want to brake as late as you dare. Click the apex on the other side, as he does. Into turn number 2. Don't want to touch that curb, otherwise it puts you out really wide on the exit, as it has done. Still gets a reasonably good exit, though. Going into turn number 3. Tricky blind corner. Gets with the right and the left nicely. That's where we're going to see a lot of invalidations and warnings later on in the race. Do this tricky right-hander. Very tricky in the wet. If you go slightly too fast through that right, you will spin through the left right. Once again, another corner to easily invalidate on. Through that fast right, the end of it. Very easy to lose the rear. But Clates has done well so far. Into another tricky right-left. Looks like he's getting it over the curves quite nicely and gets the exit speed as well, heading towards the hairpin. You've got to brake really late into the hairpin and carry the momentum and still get a good exit. It's quite a hard corner to actually nail and get right, but Clates is doing a good job here. Gets a nice exit over the curb onto the back straight, where he's already now got the DRS selection points, which he hits perfectly, and to the last chicane. The last chicane is where we will see the most invalidations, the most controversial moments in the race come later as well, I'm sure. But he gets through the last chicane nicely, coming towards the line. Clates, this is the first lap. It's going to be a 1:11.5. That is not a bad first qualifying one lap time there, as here comes the other Red Bull of Raikkonen to start his flying lap on the mediums. It'll be interesting to see how Raikkonen gets on, considering it's on those mediums. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Bradshaw's on a lap currently, going through the final chicane. Gets through it nicely as well, using 5th gear, whereas Clates was using 4th gear through there. But has that beaten Clates' lap time? No, 12.4, 9/10 off at the moment. We'll see these lap times come a lot faster as the session progresses. Kabuki's out on track as well now. Out of the hairpin, gets a nice drive. He's only got the final chicane to come as well to finish off his lap as he hits the DRS activation point in the Red Bull. He's got an interesting helmet design to go with the Red Bull as well, by the way, with the yellow. Now braking as late as you dare. Don't cut too much, and he has cut too much, and that is the first invalidation through the final chicane. He will not be the last. He was going to set a 1:12.8, which would still be not the fastest lap we've seen so far. Raikkonen has invalidated on his mediums. Aaron's on a lap at the minute. I have no idea how he pronounced the second part of Aaron's name there, as he goes through the right, which I've said is quite treacherous already. And we have a spin, and I believe that is Raikkonen. He may be guessing out the way, but he is on the mediums, so it's 50-50. Right, Aaron, through the right, through the left, over the curbs. Gets a nice exit as well. Heading towards the hairpin. Hello, Dano, how's it going? You're not out on track yet, I noticed. Oh, you are actually on track now. Never mind, Dano is out on track. For some reason, he managed to type in the Twitch chat by being out on track. Interesting one from you, Mr. Dano. As here comes the DRS selection point again with the Ferrari. Orange helmet with the Ferrari. I don't really like the colour orange very much, as most of you probably know. So we'll see how that goes as through the chicane. A little bit loose through the chicane actually for the Ferrari driver. Coming towards the line, it's going to be a 1:11, 1:12.3. Puts in P2 for now. Still 8/10 off the quickest guy in the session. Shows how good of a lap time that was, as Quick Mick has invalidated. Charismatic. Through the right, through the left, all over the curbs. Gets a nice exit. He's got a slow car coming up into the hairpin. Hopefully they manage to get out of the way nicely. It's SLS Raikkonen as well. So he should just pull off to the left-hand side. He does as a purple sector for Charismatic, apparently. We'll wait for him to cross the finish line to see how quick this lap time's actually going to be. Let's go Alpine, says Thor. I've noticed Thor being in the chat a lot lately, so welcome to the chat again, Thor. Coming towards the line, Charismatic. Is it going to be a 1:12? It's a 1:12.4. Puts himself P3. Only a 10th behind Aaron. So showing some great pace. Now we're going to look back to Kebab, who's only just starting a lap here. I don't know what happened to his first lap, but he didn't push it on again. Currently in the danger zone as well, but there's a lot of drivers still to set lap time, so it's still very early on to be saying anything about danger zones. He's got a car coming up, but hopefully the car will get out of the way when it gets closer to them. Nicely through the S's, through the fast right. Got a nice stable setup. It's got two cars now. There's a lot of traffic. One's cut onto the grass there to try and get out of the way. Both do get out the way, though, do they? Just about. Yes, they do get out the way in the end. So Kebab then, nothing to worry about. He's now got a fresh track up until the McLarens. But bottles the chicane a little bit. A bit too slow mid-corner, I think. Might have lost him a couple of tenths, as he only got the hairpin to go now. Can he get a good exit? He can indeed in the Alfa Romeo. Through the gearbox, it's the DRS action point. He's got to try and beat a 1:12. If you're in the 1:11s, you're probably going to make yourself through into qualifying too. But we shall see how everyone else gets on as through the final chicane then. Coming towards the line for Kebab. The fuel light's on, the ERS is going down. It's a 1:12.6. It's put in P6 for now. Could expect that lap time to maybe get slightly quicker. As here comes Pazu, messes up the final chicane horrendously badly, lost a lot of time. Didn't want to invalidate, but it needs to be the 13 to the 13.1. He's going to want to improve on that lap time. Richie coming towards the line as well. Oh, only just starting another lap. Shall I? Oh, he was finishing a lap. 14.5, but he's got 100% ERS, so maybe he pushed on. Not really sure. He validated next lap anyway. Another driver out on track a minute is Tree Blaze. Well, Stars is fan to win, along with the other McLaren driver. Stars does race for McLaren though, so I think there's a little bit of, you know, going on there. As Chris is shouting Thor, not Odin's son. My man at Charismatic, so I think those two are quite relatively close friends. Not really sure. Tree into the final chicane. Does he invalidate? No, he gets it through it quite nicely actually. Coming towards the line for Tree. Is it going to be a 1:11? It's a 1:12.3. Puts him P4 for now. But like I said, I think these times are going to be getting quicker as the session progresses. Tracks are very busy at the moment. There's a lot of cars out there. Omanzi included in that. Oh, Omanzi's been held up by the McLaren driver. If Omanzi clips that McLaren driver will probably get a penalty, and it is Quick Nick. Oh dear. The rivalries are beginning, ladies and gentlemen. But holding each other up in qualifying is not quite the sportsmanship you want to see. As looking at Kabuki then. See what kind of sector split he's doing. It's 43.4. We'll find out later on how quick that one is. Does say purple though. But I think we're having purple sectors for everyone as the Haas gets out the way nicely as well. In the Red Bull. Will he invalidate the final corner, or will Kabuki manage to get it through? Braking as late as you dare, down the gearbox, gets through the first bit, gets through the second and the third part to have a nice run to the line. It's going to be a 1:12.6, puts him P9 for now. That was close between the Red Bull and that driver. Quick Mick then, starting a lap time, we'll keep an eye on that. Go back to Bad Dogs, oh dear, Bad Dogs in the wall. Lucky to not DNF the car. Destroyed his front wing and everything. That's unlucky for Bad Dogs. Oh, I know exactly how that feels, Charismatic. You might want to unplug the headset, maybe plug it back in. Maybe that will fix it. Not too sure though. As Tennis is flying here in the Ferrari. What's the reason we started a little bit later than probably we would have wanted to, just because he could get in the session. Obviously driving on the PC as well. I believe he's actually he's the second driver to be driving PC. Kebab as well. Now into the chicane as McLaren gets out the way nicely. Does run out very wide onto the curb though. It comes back halfway around the lap and scares me. Oh, poor Charismatic. But you seem to have a lot of bad luck going for you at the minute. Controller and headset, that is not ideal. Now, DRS activation quick for the Ferrari driver. Again, once another interesting helmet sign. As we enter the final chicane with the Ferrari of Tennis. Braking extremely late, actually, but gets it through the chicane. Coming towards the line. It's going to be a 1:11, I'm sure of it. No, it's a 1:12.1. So close to breaking the 1:11 mark, though. Could anyone get into 1:11s, I wonder? Is Rizzo 1-2? Rizzo's got a lot of pace at the minute, by the way. Keeping an eye on him recently. But in chat, pick one driver who's not going to make it through to qualifying 2. I mean, I'd happily say the top 5 are probably safe right now. Oh, as Rizzo invalidated. So that's a shame for Rizzo lap. Richie's finishing off another lap though. He's 1.4 seconds up into 12.7. Only P14 though on a 4-lap old softs. No one else is on a lap currently. Mount Top was about to start one. There's an Aston coming around the final quarter of Jamie, but Jamie's invalidated. Is he validated next lap as well? No, Jamie is going for a lap. We'll keep an eye on Jamie then. Probably already safe though, but we'll keep an eye on what he's doing as a through turn number 2. Very easy on the throttle, especially if you've got worn tyres, like Jamie is running currently. Through the right, very cutting that a lot. Lucky not to validate. Oh, loses the race slightly. Tyres not got a lot of grip, clearly. But he's making it work for now. Through the right, careful on the upshifts. Got the car on the round side, getting out the way nicely. Heading towards the second chicane. This is where you could easily lock up the tyres, run wide and get track limits. Or even trying to go side by side through there is very risky. Dano put 11.7. I think he's talking about wings, maybe. Not too sure. Oh, Quick's out. Quick has crashed. Just where I was saying it's where it's going to be dangerous in the rain later. He has binned it at that place. So that's a shot for Quick. And Stars' man, it's not going to be qualifying very high. So let's see what he can do come later. Jamie does actually improve his lap by a 10th there. Oh, what's happened here? Charismic's hits Quick car? That's bizarre. I can't say I've seen that before. I'm sure Charismic will be in chat later to explain that one. Right, Raikkonen's finally on the softs. He's no longer on the mediums. So we'll see what kind of pace Raikkonen has got tonight. As he only sets 1:13.1, but now is the lap time. Now he's putting in the ERS. So we'll keep an eye on Raikkonen. The car has finally disappeared. That crashed out. Bad Dogs is also going again now. He's been able to pit and come back out. Raikkonen very much pushing it through the first chicane. Carrying lots of momentum through into the left. Misses the apex slightly, but that's going to cost his driver on the right bit. And all the way up this straight. He's running a very interesting helmet with yellow. Now going into the second chicane. Through the right, through the left. Misses the apex on the left-hand side massively. And he's backed out of the lap. He knew that was not going to be the lap he wanted to complete. Bad Dogs then. We're going to skip back to him. He's only got the final chicane to go. Rizzo's just starting another lap, I believe. Right. Into the chicane. Doesn't invalidate, but cut it a lot. In fact, it's Kebab out on track again. Bad Dogs to the line, though. It's a 1:12.2. Puts in top 6. So that's much better performance from him. Now, next up is actually Raikkonen again. But, although Raikkonen's in the danger zone, I want to keep an eye on these other drivers who haven't set lap times yet. Including Rizzo, who's invalidated most of his lap. Pierre hasn't been out on track yet at all. And the man Tobble, who was out briefly, I think, at one point, but maybe not. Either he did invalidate and decided to come back in the pits immediately. Oh, Pierre's really... How he's not invalidated there, I have no idea. Completely missed the apex the first part. That's going to mess up his drive as well, but he is using the ERS, so he's going to push again for Pierre. Misses the apex at turn 1. It's turn 2. Oh, there is an apex there, Pierre, but he's not taking it. Has he got wing damage? No. He's just driving like he does. Right, into the chicane for Pierre. Maybe he's not done a lot of practice in the Alpine car. Through the fast right, into the chicane. Gets it through the chicane nicely, though. And gets a nice exit, too. Onto the back straight. Well, he approaches the tricky chicane again, but gets through it nicely. This is where Bad Dogs had a spin earlier. Oh man, see, Bad Dogs have both retired in the pits. Both think they've done enough, and I'd probably say the same, actually. It's good to see Old Mansy's putting in good pace, actually. As we enter now the last couple minutes of qualifying. 1 minute and 44 seconds left to go on the clock. This is crunch time. Oh, Raikkonen's crashed. Raikkonen's crashed final corner. There is a car in the middle of the track for Pierre's lap time. Doesn't look like it's going to affect Pierre's lap at all. That's always good to see. Pierre going towards the line then. It's 1:13.6. It's not enough to put him out of danger zone. So for Pierre, he's going to have to improve on that. Does he have time to? Millsy leaves the pits now as well, just to get out on track. He's in the danger zone, actually, is Millsy. Needs to improve his lap by, well, 100ths of a second. Because Kabuki's not going back out. Kebab's not going back out either. I would have thought both of those drivers would. Pierre's not going to have time to go around again, so Pierre's done. It looks like all eyes are going to be on Richie and the man Tobble. And both of which are starting lap times at these similar moments here. It'll be interesting to see if Pierre does get around, actually. He might be able to, but I don't know how his ERS is going to be if he does. But I'm going to see what Richie's first sector split first is in comparison to man Tobble's big mistake through the chicane, actually, for Richie. It's going to be only pushing. It's 20.4. He's 2/10 down in his own lap time as Richie. This is not the sector point he would have wanted. 20.3. Only a tenth faster, but he's lost the rear massively as man Tobble. Both of these drivers struggling to find time at the moment. Keeping an eye on Richie, though. As he enters the second sector split, it's going to be a 43.4. He's gaining some time back on his lap time, but it's not a lot. 43.3. It's another tenth or half-tenth quicker than Richie. Mantobel, at the minute, this is only just going to be enough to beat Richie's lap time. But it is going to be close. Going into the final chicane then for these two drivers. Does Richie nail it? Yes, he kind of does. We're going to switch back to Mantobel to see how Mantobel gets through the final chicane. Gets through it as well. First of all, Richie gets himself safe, goes P11. Mantobel gets himself safe, goes P9. Now eyes are on Millsy. Pierre did make it round actually. Oh, Pierre's binned it. Oh, Pierre. Oh, I did say that corner bites you. And it's bited Pierre on his final qualifying lap there. Which means the bottom three have all crashed. And all at 3 different corners, but all corners, I said, would be very tricky. Now Millsy. He wants to get out of danger, has to beat a 12.6, has to beat his lap time by pretty much only 0.06 of a second. It's barely anything. It's like half a 10. Coming towards the final sector then. Millsy, he messed up the chicane last time round. He doesn't mess it up this time though. Still doesn't really get the exit speed he would have wanted. It's been 1 minute 12.7. Oh. He downshifted towards the line and lost himself more time. I'm not sure what that was all about. But Millsy, yeah. He could have improved, but he didn't want to, I guess. That was weird. Unless that was a gearbox glitch on my part. But that is qualifying 1 done. And Clates being the fastest. The driver who set the session at the beginning of the session has ended up on a provisional pole at the moment. We'll see if he can keep that pace going in qualifying 2 and qualifying 3. 2 tenths quicker than the rest of the field, being Dano and then Jamie as well, who was 3 tenths off. But for Quick Mick, shame. Again, Quick Mick not putting in the performances we want to be seeing from him. Pierre binned it last second. Wheel spin in 4th gear makes sense, says Toto Wolf. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there for Millsy. SLS Raikkonen, who started on the medium hard, did not manage to beat himself on the softs. Did make a mistake at the final corner though. Millsy, who had that strange moment, and of course the other driver going out of the session. Right. Qualifying 2. What have we learnt? That the track is fastest at the beginning or the end of a session? From Clates' lap, you'd probably say that the session was probably fastest at the beginning. Oh, we've got the sun out now, though. Those lap times should definitely be starting to improve with the sun. Who is going to be the first person out on track? It was Clates before. Dano's going straight on track. Clates once again going on track. In fact, there's a few of them here. They're looking at the sun being like, yeah, get me out immediately. Who is the first car though? It is in fact going to be Dano in the Williams. It might do Clates good actually to have a marker, but who knows. Oh, Dano almost pulled out of the pit lane. Very close to the grass. We saw that in real life, of course. Either last year or the year before. I keep forgetting we're in 2023, so when I say last year and the year before, it means 23, 22, 21, but it might have even been 2020. But who knows, probably might see that in 2023 as well. It's quite the tricky pit lane, actually. We've seen a lot of drivers go straight on there. But not Latifi. Latifi didn't. That's how skilled Latifi is. He doesn't crash there. Right then, Mr. Dano. In the Williams car. Might even be Latifi he's actually driving the car from. Both Williams were in the session. The other driver being Liam Fisher, who showed great promise last time out as well, from what I remember. Right then, Dano. Let's see what kind of lap time you can do here. Last time round, it was 11.5, which was the qualifying fastest. Can we see anyone beat 11.5? Are we going to see more drivers into the 111s? I hope so. Right, into turn number 2. Very wide. Doesn't hit the apex. Maybe people are just going for a late apex there, trying to straighten the car up as much as possible. Carrying more exit speed. Through the right, through the left for Dano. up the gearbox. Looks like the car is somewhat stable, so 20.2. So far, sector 1 wasn't so bad. Onto DRS again. First of 2 DRSs on this track. Heading towards the second chicane. Was a bit scared of tipping in there, but still made it through. Heading towards the hairpin then. Whereabouts is he going to take the apex here at the hairpin? Beautifully, actually. That is how you nail the hairpin. Well and truly. I was hoping we were going to see how the Clates did as well, but we didn't get to see that. Onto this far straight, heading towards the chicane. This is where confidence is key. Oh, he's clipped the apex wrong though. He's going towards the line, but for Dano, this has not been a very great lap. It's a 12-1. Very great lap, not very good lap. In fact, someone did spin, I thought so. We had an Alfa Romeo, well, Clates 11.2, 3/10 faster than his previous lap time. The Ferrari driver, Aaron, to the line. What kind of lap time is his first going to be? It's 11.6, another 11. Good to see. Here comes Man Tubble. Fighting for the championship this season. Bad Dog 12-1 as well. Here comes Man Tubble. It's only a 13.0. Wants to find more pace than that. The other Mercedes goes 12.5. Both Mercedes are next to each other. Oh, who just jumped up? It was Liam Fisher. Liam Fisher's gone P4 for now. Tree to line invalidates, actually. Jamie to line also invalidated. Oh, Manzi's on track on a lap, I believe. Loses rear a lot through there. Dano not impressed with his lap time. It might not be enough to get himself through, actually. We'll see what other drivers have to say about it. If it does mean that Dano's got to go back out again, it means he has to use a fresh set of softs. You really want to save those. So it does give you a big advantage come later on. Right, Almanzi coming towards the final chicane. Braking as late as he dares through the chicane. Gets a nice exit-ish towards the line. It's not going to be 11. It's not even going to be a 12. In fact, this is... Yeah, Almanzi goes 13.4. Not as slow as Kebab's lap of a 29.9. But don't forget, Kebab did spin. Rizzo in the other Alfa Romeo is on a lap currently. So is Richie. So we'll compare these two drivers. Richie's going to be doing a 43.3 as Manzi's retired and crashed actually. Oh, that's a shame for Alpine. Manzi had promising pace as well. Oh, we're going to get a slipstream off Richie here. Is his teammate going to be nice and give him the slipstream in the toe? I think Charismic is trying to, but Charismic is also trying to go for an outlap. Doesn't push it through the final chicane. I think that was a smart move. And now he's going to get the slipstream back. But for Richie's lap, it's going to be faster. It's a 12.3. Now, Charismic starting a lap time. His teammate is not getting out the way, though. He tried to get out the way, but hasn't really succeeded in getting out the way very well there at all. Oh, there's another car off. Rizzo's crashed himself out. Oh, dear. What are they doing out there? At this rate, we're going to have no drivers trying to improve. Right, Charismic, keep an eye on you. You're in the danger zone. Although only 3 more drivers will end up out of this session at the moment. Oh, he cut that too much to Charismic. That means he's going to have to box. Well, he could probably save some euros and go again, but we'll have to see about that. Is a tree going for another lap? No. Back to these two troubles. I don't know if... yeah, not sure how much that would have held him up, to be honest. That last corner, I hate it. With Dano, the more practice you put in, the more likely it is you'll start liking a corner. And if you can like a corner that most people hate, it gives you a big advantage. Here comes Tedis then, starting his qualifying lap. The only driver on track, by the way, is Tedis at the moment. So everyone has been watching his lap time at the moment. As he goes through turn number 2, needs to be careful on the power. Using gear 2 through turn number 2 as well, so that's an interesting one. Getting the extra rotation. Goes through the first chicane. Oh, he's in the wall slightly. That might give him wing damage. It might have got away with it, though. We'll see what Tedis' rest of his lap is like. But yeah, that could have been wing damage for Tedis. And if it is, it'll be lime damage, which is still not great. We'll see what it's like through the chicane. It doesn't look like he's got an awful lot of grip in his front tyres, but it might just be the wings he's running. Going into the hairpin, this is where the true time will be. Oh, I don't... Yeah, I think there might be slight damage. I'm not too sure, though. Shame either way. Heading towards the final couple of corners of Tennis in the Ferrari. Can he get himself safe? Safe minute is a 13-0, but he's going to want to improve on that. Very aggressive. That will be wing damage, I'm sure of that. It's still not visually, as he goes P4 despite all the hitting the walls. 12-0. That's impressive considering what he's just done. Oh, thankfully the Aston Martin decides not to come out on track as well. Kebab is the next driver who is going to go for a lap. Currently he's invalidated an outlap. I did 3 laps, says Dano. Well, there's no wonder you hate a corner. If you've done no practice, then you can almost expect that to be the case. But to be fair, to do a 12-1 on 3 laps, it's not so bad. Right then, Kebab. Through the final chicane to start what will be a flying lap. Puts the DRS on. Going towards the line to start his flying lap. Goes through turn number 1, using a lot higher gears than we've seen from previous drivers, staying in 3rd, 4th gear and stuff. That could give him the best possible exits. Using less revs if you do that. Oh, he's invalidated. Oh, that's a shame for Kebab. Easy done though. Now we're going to switch to Jamie as he starts his qualifying lap time now. He was probably safe on 11.8, but Jamie decided to go out on the track anyway to try and beat that. Heading towards turn number 3, turn number 4. This is where we've seen invalidations already tonight, but Jimmy's making it through. As he goes through the left, takes a lot more curb than what I've seen other drivers take through there as well. So for Jimmy, he must be running quite a hard ride height, you would have thought, to be taking that much curb. Oh, lost the rear though through that curb, so I guess he caught that wrong and he's turned off his ERS, so he's not going to continue trying to push. Kruzik's on a lap currently, he's done a 20.2 first sector. That matches what Dano did in the first sector actually. And Dano is on lap currently, so we'll keep an eye on Dano as well. But for Kruznik in the danger zone, he's doing a 42.7. There is the Williams of Dano, I believe. Here comes Kruznik using all the straight line speed he's got in the AlphaTauri. Heading towards the final corner where he's got to brake late as he dare. You've got to be brave as well. It takes a lot of curb, but he gets through it nicely. Bad exit. Towards the line, it's going to be a 1:12.0. Let's put in P6 for now. Is that going to be safe? Right, Tree, Mantobel, both on laps together. And I believe Kebab is also on a lap now. He hasn't invalidated this time, so we'll keep an eye on Kebab and then we'll switch to those two drivers and compare them. Do like the Alfa Romeo on this game, but I wonder what the real life design is going to be, to be honest. Through the chicane, coming towards the line. It's going to be a 1:12.1 P8 for now. This is really close. You take out everyone who's got a 1:11, the 1:12, so very close indeed. 3/10 separating most of them. Right, Tree, how are you doing? He's 1.5 tenths bettering his lap time, which isn't going to gain any positions. What's his sector 2 split? Says he is 4 tenths up, so not a bad split at all. Half a second up for the man Tobble at the minute. What's his second split? Well, full second. It's a 12.0 at the minute. We should jump into about P5. Oh, big mistake at the hairpin. That's going to cost him a lot of time. Here comes Tree. Towards the final chicane. Gets over it quite nicely. See where he jumps onto is watching Man Tobble through the chicane. Does he invalidate? No, he gets through it as well. Tree goes P4, 11.7. Man Tobble looking to improve on his lap time as well. It's P6. So only 2/10 separating Tree and the man Tubble, but both putting in respectable lap times. Charismatic has retired in the pits. Surprising that Charismac's decided to retire when he's P8, and there's a lot of drivers going out on track at the moment. With 2 minutes and 36 seconds left to go on the clock. Very interesting choice. As Bad Dog has made a mistake, I believe, because he's invalidated and has lost a lot of time out of that corner, so we'll keep an eye on that. Liam Fisher's just starting a lap time. Ted is also just starting a lap time. If you're in front of Charismatic, can you say you're safe? Possibly. But I still think you want to be in the 111s. Charismac's saying, could have gone back out then. Well, yes. I don't know why you've retired, lad. Oh, Liam's invalidated. That's going to help you, Charismatic. If these drivers keep bottling it, then you should be alright. But we'll see. You need 3 out of the remaining ones to not improve, so... And Liam can go again. JR Bradshaw is just starting a lap time, actually, so we'll keep an eye on Bradshaw. He's on a 12.5 minute in the Mercedes. He had similar pace to Man Tubble, so he's looking for 11.9, that kind of area. He's just got to get the lap together. I believe there's a car off at the final chicane. There is indeed in the middle of the track, and no wing for Liam Fisher. It means that he is well and truly in the danger zone for these are the last remaining drivers to start lap times and set them. The first one is Bradshaw. Out the remaining ones after Charismatic. But with Liam being out of it, it means that for Charismatic, it's helped his case a little bit. He now needs only 2 drivers to not knock him out. Dan is retired. He's happy with his 11.3. Clay's retired with 11.2. Man Tubble's continued on as well. There's a lot of risk continuing on in Canada, just because you can lose the car so easily. Man Tubble improved his lap to go P3. Where is Bradshaw going to go? Seeing his teammate jump out to P3 should give him a lot of confidence. Going towards the line, it's not going to be 11, it's going to be a 12.4. It's only P13 for Bradshaw. Invalidation for Richie, he has not got time to go again as well. Bad Dogs then is not going to be improving, so for Charismatic, he is safe. We got lucky with that one, as there's the oh, kebab spun anyway. Now, oh, that's a bit awkward. That's very awkward actually between those 2 drivers. That's both Mercs in the final sector actually. Anyone finishing off a lap time? Possibly Tree. But for Charismatic, he's safe. Tree round the final sector. Going towards the line. Is he going to beat his 11.7? He is actually going to be 11.3, much faster from Tree. Puts himself back in front of Man Tubble, showing Man Tubble where his place is at. Disappointing from Bradshaw though. He did have similar or better pace than Man Tubble in qualifying 1, but doesn't manage to beat him in qualifying 2. That could have got a bit close as well. As we now wait for all these drivers to pit themselves, so we can move on to qualifying 3. But yeah, shame for Rizzo and shame for Old Manzi, because both crashing out very early on in the session. Who is going to get pole? Your money's on Clates. But Dano's pace seems to be getting better and better, despite the fact he's done limited practice. Less than a 10th between them, and just over a 10th between Tree as well, so maybe Tree's got an outside chance. I don't know how much pace Man Tubble's got. Aaron P5 as well is another one, which we'll see how it goes. Tennis in the other Ferrari P6, so both Ferraris next to each other at P5, P6 respectively. But yeah, 8 tenths separate your top 10. Canada is close. And only 3 tenths separate your top 5. In fact, it was only 4 thousandths of a second separating P10 to P11 of Bad Dogs, and Bad Dogs did kind of bottle that a little bit. Go look at the F4 chat, Rocket. You'll see what happened in Q1. What's this about? What are you telling me to do this for? This means I have to actually use my phone. Oh, okay. It's only a short video. I'll watch that then. Oh. Well, to be fair, Charismic, you've got very lucky not to get a penalty from that, because you have just rammed someone. How you managed to reverse off him as well. That's great skill from you. Sergeant saying 2 Williams in Q3. Love to see it. Yes, you do. Absolutely you do. It's not very often you see that either. Right, Ferrari team seems to be getting ready. It looks like Aaron's going on track straight away. Who else wants to go out straight away? Of course, Clates does. Oh, Clates got in front of the Ferrari, so we're looking at the Clates again. That could have been an unsafe release in the pit lane and causing a crash. If only that was part of the game. Right, with the Astons looking strong at this track, the Williams also looking very strong at this track. Any teams not looking so strong? Well, Alpine haven't made it through. But I believe every other team has made it through. Oh no, we don't have a Red Bull. So Red Bull and Alpine are both completely out. I believe though we have 8 out of the 10 making it through though. Which is always good to see the variety. Oh no, am I missing another team actually? Because both Astons got through. That means 7 out of the 10 got through. Who else hasn't made it? Oh, Haas. Haas isn't here. Right, okay. So hopefully for those 3 teams that, you know, there'll be some improvement coming towards the race. But for now, it's all eyes on the first of the 2 Astons being Clates. And he's had a lot of pace so far. Can he beat 11.2? Can he get into the 10s maybe? We're about to find out for Clates as he goes through into turn number 1. Takes lots of curb into turn number 2. Carrying a lot of corner speeds. A lot of momentum as well. But it has worked from so far. Going into turn number 3 then. Taking so much curb into turn number 4 as well. Carrying more momentum. Absolutely flying through turn number 5. It's turn 6, the left-hander. Turn 7, riding a little bit curb, but not too much curb. Heading towards the second chicane, then braking his late, should dare down the gearbox through the right-left. Carrying so much momentum again all over the curbs. Heading towards the hairpin. The second bit is going to be a 42.3. That is very quick. I feel like he could definitely still gain some time on the hairpin though. But I think everyone's been struggling with the hairpin in this session so far. Not really a preferred line. Oh, we have a spinner at the final corner. Well, the hairpin, shall I say, it's a Ferrari driver. It's either Tennis or it's Aaron. And Aaron's just crossed the line, so... Oh no, Tennis just crossed the line. Oh, I don't even know. Clay's 10-7! Yeah, it was Aaron who spun, by the way. Right, back to this slot. Oh, trees off the track. That's also not great. Liam Fisher's going for another lap. Charismic 11.7. Right. Aaron does finish his lap with a 19.0, but with the spin on that lap, he's pushing again then. Through the right, through the left for Liam Fisher. Coming towards the line. Kebab goes P3, but it's going to be P4 for Liam Fisher with a 12.4. Here comes Mantobel. Through the chicane. All over the curbs. How he hasn't invalidated that, I have no idea. But going to the line, it's going to be a 1:11.4. That is much more like the Mantobel, but he's still a long way off what Clates' pace is. But I don't think anyone's matching Clates' pace. It's just insane what pace he's on. Tree's pushing on a second lap as well. Keep an eye on that. As here comes Jamie. Through the chicane, coming towards the line. It's going to be a 110. It's going to be a 111.2. Puts in P2 for now. So Aston 1-2 at the moment. That's not something I thought I'd be saying at the moment. Believe Tedis has just improved quite a bit. 11.6. As some drivers starting to pit now, as that's a lot of rotation going on there from Tree. Thought he might have spun that, but he manages to keep it going. Using all the speed he's got. Heading towards the final chicane for Tree. Needs to get it right. Doesn't turn in too early, doesn't turn in too late either. Gets a nice exit as well though. So for Tree, is this going to be a 10? It's going to be 11.4, oh 5 even. Puts himself P4. Just behind Mantobel. Now Dano's invalidated, so Dano's really struggling now after having so much pace in qualifying 2, not finding it here in qualifying 3 so far. We're just under 7 minutes to go in the session. So Aaron looking to beat his 1:19.0. Let's see if he's up on his time at the moment. He is up by 8 tenths. This is where he had his spin. So he wants to be much more careful on the throttle than he has been. This means he should be gaining on his delta massively. He's only got the final chicane to go now. Fuel lights on. ERS has still got plenty of though. Into the final chicane. Braking as late as you dare. Remember, it's a wet start to the race as well. Coming towards the line though for Aaron. It's near 1:11.5. Puts him P4 just ahead of Tree by, well, 12 thousandths of a second, or 14 thousandths of a second. So not a bad lap from Aaron at all, considering he did spin on his tyres. Now, Charismac's out on track on an out lap at the moment. Everyone else seems to be pitting or not doing too much. So we'll keep an eye on Charismac then, shall we? It's been rather interesting so far in qualifying. Deciding to ride over a car, then avoid it. His choice though. Into the hairpin for Charismac. I know he's listening to the stream, so we'll try not put him off too much by saying his name too much. So we'll see what kind of lap time he's got in himself. How can he beat a 10.7? Can he even get into a low 11? If he gets a low 11, he's looking at top 3, top 4. But we shall see now. Getting through the chicane nice and easily to start his qualifying lap time. Into turn number 1, hits the apex nicely. Into turn number 2, gets a nice exit out of turn 2 as well. Accelerating a lot, heading towards turn number 3 where he's going to want to take lots of curb. Turn 4, very tricky turn 4, easily lose rear through turn number 5. It's turn 6, clipping the grass actually on entry to turn number 6. Doesn't cost him too much. Turn 7, done, job done. Onto the back straight, heading towards turn 8 under the bridge. Is he going to turn in too early? He does indeed. And Charismac, that's the second time I've seen you turn in too early there. Is he going to continue his lap? He's only a 10th difference, so probably not. He might just push to try and make it to the pit lane. Right, next driver out on track is Dano. In fact, both Williamses are going out on track together. Both seeing the fact that there's a lot of time to be gained when there's not a lot of traffic around. I still would like to see Super Pole. Super Pole is you put the top 10 drivers one lap. Obviously they do an out lap, they do an in lap, but they do one lap. That's what I want to see. I know they have one shot, but one shot's not really the same because you can't see a full one shot. Even having all 20 drivers do one lap and watching them all would be so much better in my opinion, because at least then you get to see what everyone's different line is, how much practice they've done in that for that one lap. They do it in Formula E, but they do it differently in Formula E. They put rivals, and I don't really like that as much. I mainly started liking it when they did it in World Superbikes, because World Superbikes was great for it. And it also means you don't miss anything. Unless, of course, they crash on an out lap when, you know. But if they do that, then They're just useless altogether. Clipping the grass is Dano. He's flying through turn number 3. Heading towards turn 6, and this is where we've seen a lot of drivers clip the grass. Doesn't clip the grass there, but he does through turn 3. He's brave man, is Dano. Out of turn 7, onto the back straight. Under the bridge again. Oh, how he didn't validate that, I have no idea. It definitely was close to all 4 wheels off the track. I guess front right must have just stayed on track, but that would have cost him some time. The 42.7 at the minute. It's faster than the lap time he's got. Well, he hasn't really got a lap time, so if there's any lap times faster than the lap time he's got. Hitting the DRS acceleration points. Can he get himself into the top 4? A lot of drivers now starting to exit the pit lane. It's getting rather busy down there. Into the final chicane, though, for Dano. Very close to always validating it, but he gets it right. Coming towards the line, it's been 111.6. It's top 6 for now for Dano. But I've got a feeling he's been disappointed with that because he has got more pace in it. But he's got time to go again, actually, Dano. He can save a lot of ERS this lap and then push again. I'm sure that's what he will be doing. As here comes Liam Fisher to finish off his lap time. Coming towards the line for Liam Fisher, it's going to be a 1 minute 11.8. A little bit slower than what we would expect. It's only P9. Charismic's only just starting a lap time, so we'll see what Charismic can do. The other driver out on track on a lap is Aaron. Aaron's got traffic. I believe that is Kebab. Kebab's going to want to get out of the way here. In fact, he's got 2 cars. We've seen what 2 cars can do already. But for Aaron, he's got a lot of traffic in this Alfa Romeo who needs to get out of the way. Oh, the Alfa Romeo is going to cost him a little bit. You don't really want to be staying on the apex. Tell you what, Dano, where you've lost a lot of time is where you clip the grass into turn 3. Because you would have understeered a little bit because of that. As here comes Aaron into the final chicane. Takes a lot of curve, too much curve for Aaron. That's an invalidation. That's not going to be a complete lap. It was going to be a 1 minute 11.5 anyway. Didn't even improve. And he doesn't have time to go again. So Aaron's done. Dano's in the pits. Tree's currently on a lap. In fact, everyone is now starting to go on their final qualifying laps. So we'll keep an eye on everyone. Charismic is the first one, though. Does a spun car. It's one of the Mercedes. It's Van Tobble. As Cricket does 11.1. Puts himself P2. Skipping to the other Ferrari driver, Tedis, then. Through the right, left. Over the curbs. Coming to live, Tedis. It's P4. Now, next driver is Tree. Tree through the chicane. Oh, he's messed up. He's off. Oh, Tree. Oh, no. And that's his qualifying done. He's at best. He's going to be starting P8 because only one driver behind him still up, and that's Kebab. The other Ferrari drivers, Aaron hasn't validated, so it is looking like Kebab is the one we're watching at the moment. It's hopefully that crash car is going to disappear by the time these lads get round. It kind of hasn't. It's still there and thereabouts. You want to get too close to it. Kebab has come out to the line. It's 11.0. Doesn't improve in the end. Now, looks like the Aston of Jamie to the line doesn't improve his lap. Clay's at a 10.759. Beats his lap time by 0.03 of a second. And like that, he's 4/10 ahead of the rest of the field. Charismic being the surprise, though. Splitting the 2 Astons. Disappointment for Mantle not to finish his lap. And Tree obviously bidding it. In the final chicane. Mando, hey musical, how are we doing? We're doing great. Qualifying just finished. Now we're moving on to the race. And it's a wet start to the race. So, you know, there's a lot to look forward to. I don't understand what was so different from Q2, Q3. The car felt terrible. P2 in both qualifying than that. It could just be pressure. Maybe you're overdriving because you expect to be P2 on the grid, Dano. Maybe it's got nothing to do with what the track was doing. But there you have it then. 1.2 seconds separating your top 10. With Clates being completely clear of the pack. If he's got that much time in him come race pace as well, it could be one to look forward to. Good to see Tennis up there in the top 4 though, because Tennis usually is there or thereabouts, but it's good to see him doing better form. But I'm looking forward to this race. How are you, Mando? I know you couldn't make co-commentating tonight, and that's absolutely fine. We do not mind that. Charismic's very happy with himself. But Charismic, it's not so much about what you do in the qualifying, it's about what you do come race. Right, what else is happening in the Div 4 chats? Not a lot by the looks of it. And as you can see, very wet track there. It looks like intermediates. It might be full wets, but I believe it's inters. All the crews on standby with intermediates in the box. So with that in mind, does that mean they're on inters or does that mean they're on full wets? As we wait for the session to get underway. Not really too sure when the host wants to ready up. Obviously got to give it some time, so we could be here for a couple minutes. With that being the case, I'm going to move on to the next part of this, being the F4 standings. After round 3, Manitoba is championship leader coming into this round by 9 points over Tree. Dano's P3 in the championship, but 24 points off. Less than a race win, actually, for Dano. So if all goes his way, he wins tonight and fast lap. He could easily take the lead of the championship. Rizzo starting at towards the back is actually P4 in the championship. Ipswich isn't racing tonight. I believe he's a reserve, maybe, if Ipswich isn't racing. No, maybe Ipswich moved divisions? I'm not sure. Jamie's asking if he can go to the toilet. He should have time, realistically. He went up to Div 3. Ah, okay. I suspect it will get readied up at 9, so... Oh, this is going to be exciting. I'm so gutted that I'm missing out on comms tonight. Looking like such an interesting start to the race. Yeah, honestly. It is a shame you couldn't make tonight, Mando, but it is what it is. I'm happy to do it solo. After economies, I get to set the pace. Which I kind of do like a little bit. Also means you don't have the risk of interrupting your co-commentator. But when there's nothing really to talk about, then yeah. Okay, Jamie's back. So I clipped McLaren coming across the line as well. Haha. Yeah, I don't know if that was an accidental crash into the final corner. I suspect it was. I don't really know if he has anything to crash out for on purpose. Crozink, just taking my dog for a walk. We'll ready up when I'm back, guys. Bruh. We don't have an hour, Charismic. After all, those tyres must be absolutely freezing at this point. They've waited on the grid for like 5 minutes now. Oh, Aaron's not ready yet. How long do they need? Just gonna put a comment out there. See how that goes. As the session has rated up. Need a co-com? Nah, I'm alright, mate. I've done the hard bit of qualifying. Now I get to look forward to what will be a stunning race. Right. Let's get this formation lap underway. There's a lot of surprises in qualifying. I just crashed out of my race. Aw, Days, what are you doing that for? What track were you doing? Right, P20 being Quick Mick. P19 is a Pierre. P18 and is Raikkonen, who started on the mediums in qualifying again. P17 is Millsy, who had that really weird finish line thing where he went down the gears instead of finishing the lap. If he hadn't done that, I think he would have made himself through. So I don't understand why Millsy did that at all. P16 is Kabuki. P15 is Rizzo, one of your championship contenders starting in P15. Not ideal for him at all. P14, but a better showing for Manzi. Better pace here at Canada. P13 for Bradshaw, who is very much a disappointing result for him in the Mercedes. Oh, we have a spinner Kebab in the Alfa Romeo. P12 is Richie in the Alfa Tauri. P11 is Bad Dogs in the Haas, who's had a disappointing Q2 after crashing and losing his wing. P10 is Kebab, who's just had a spin-off formation lap. P9 is Liam Fisher. P8 is Dano 132. P7 is Tree Round Blaze 77 in McLaren. P6 is a Ferrari driver Aaron Vish, I believe. P5 is your championship leader Matt Tobble, who's just had a half spin on the formation lap. That's not ideal. I know you try to warm up your tyres, but spinning on them is not really going to help much. Tennis is P4. Diverse Jamie is in P3 in the second of the Astons. And Charismic is on the front row and is your host, so you can expect him to be leading into turn number 1 as long as he doesn't bottle it. And at P1 being Clates. What could he do from there? He's shown great pace throughout this session, and he is on pole because of that. Right. 20 drivers around Canada in the wet. Music's playing as well. Oh, what kind of stuff was that, Clates? No, he's now got cold tyres on the inters. That's shocking from Clates. He's done all the hard work and now he's put himself well and truly on the back foot, and he's not the only one. Kabuki's gonna have cold tyres and Kebab. Oh, and Bad Dogs. You're all gonna have cold tyres now for the start of this race. 35 laps around Canada in Division 4. As here we go for the lights then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights to Canada in the wet. It's underway. It's a great start for Charismic, but you expect that Clace is going to get a shocker because of his cold tyres. As we head towards into turn 1, there's 3 wide going into turn 1 already. There's a lot of contact. Round goes to McLaren. He's crashed into the Williams there. There's a lot of damage being flung around because of it. His tree was made contact through turn number 2. It looks like everyone else is making it through safely. Side between Liam Fisher and Dano on the brakes. The other person on Mads is making a good start as well, but he has now got the spin in front. Oh no, we're going to get a pile up, aren't we? Just managing to avoid the pile up. Great driving for the pack to make sure they didn't cause anything more out of that. That could have been so much worse. One of the Haas has got damage. It's got a broken end plate for Bad Dogs. But for Aaron, that is a terrible start to this Grand Prix. Side by side between Richie and Olmanzi going into the right-hander. Olmanzi trying to make the move. Goes round the outside of Richie, who's got damage. So Richie's another driver to have damage in this Grand Prix as well. He's now dropped P11 because of it. Now Kebab's trying to make a good start out of a bad start so far. That's a dive bomb from the McLaren. I was about to get that stopped and he hasn't. That's Quick Nick. Quickest had a great start. He was near the back of the field and Quickest now already into P11. There is a spin further back for Rizzo maybe, I believe. I'm not too sure. We got virtual safety car. That should help all the drivers that need to pit because of their wing damage, and there's going to be a few. Liam Fisher is one of those drivers. Richie, another. Millsy managed to get through. So did Raikkonen. In fact, it might just be those two drivers for now. Oh, Bad Dogs as well. And I suspect Aaron might pit. Yeah, Aaron's going to pit. All for wing changes. Now, hopefully no one gets the drive-through under safety, under virtual. Lucky not to have a full safety car from it. Let me guess, you crashed out on top of a hill. Bingo. Where's that on that track? What turn number? Go Quick Mix says, Angel, welcome to the chat, by the way. I mean, look at him. He's already in top 10. Not too sure what's going on with Ormanzi. It might be just different deltas. As we are probably soon enough about to go green. Oh, Radion. I got you. Got to be careful on track limits. To be fair, they've done well not to get any track limit penalties yet. This is a long virtual. It's almost a full lap here. Which means it's going to test these drivers to not get the drive-through. Oh, he slowed down a lot. Rizzo got drive-through penalty. So did... Yeah, another drive-through penalty for Kabuki. Oh, I said you lot need to be careful with it. They weren't careful with it. That's 2 out of the 20 drivers. Someone's got onto mediums. Interesting choice by Bad Dogs to come out and pit some mediums. Oh, big mistake. All over the curb. Everyone else is going to be getting different fast laps. This will be interesting seeing how many people get the fastest lap of the race. Side by side, Raikkonen and Bradshaw going into turn number 1. Bradshaw, there's contact. Oh, there's more contact. Round goes Raikkonen. Bradshaw involved. Both go off. That's going to help everyone else in this race. Trying to catch up to those two. As they end up still battling each other, actually, which is interesting. Back to the nearer the front of the field, though. Through the right-hander. A lot of wheel spin from Mantubble in this Grand Prix. Clearly has not got a lot of wheels. Well, clearly not got a lot of rear grip in these conditions. But he's charismatic still with the advantage from Clates, Jimmy P3 and Tennis P4. Pretty much how they started within the top 5. But even Tree's still there or thereabouts. But with it drying up rapidly, it should be interesting seeing who's going to go for it when. Quick Mick is all over the back of Ormanzi still. As Raikkonen and Rizzo going at it. Looks like Raikkonen has hit another driver. Theory there. Got to be careful. You don't want him running too close to the other driver, which will make contact. But it's Rizzo versus Raikkonen. Raikkonen goes towards the outside into chicane. Guess we've done before the chicane even appears. Obviously, Rizzo having a drive-through penalty is already out of it. These two both pitting. I believe Raikkonen may have got wing damage from the contact of Bradshaw. Into turn number 3, turn number 4. It's very easy to lose the rear through this section, including this fast right. Mantubble is really struggling for grip. Must be running a dry setup. Oh, losing the race tree as well. Lucky to get that one back. Where did you qualify, or what position were you when you crashed, Days? As we head towards the hairpin one more time. Looks like, well, actually, that's a mistake from Mantubble. That's going to allow Tree to close up, possibly. Looking for move, Mantubble, big mistake. Here comes Tree towards the outside. He's put the overtake button on because of that. Now, Mantubble's under a lot of pressure. Heading towards the final chicane. It looks like Tree's going to back out of it, though, unless he's going to go for a dive, but I can't see that happening in these conditions until the final corner. And there isn't, so Mantubble is as you are. In the wall goes Tree, though. It was side by side briefly between some drivers. That's a mistake from Ormanzi. That's going to allow Quick Mix to come back into play. Quicker's got a great momentum out of the final corner. Going into turn number 1, is Quicker going to look for the move? He is. Very inside line. Ormanzi gives him the space. It's turn 2. They're still pretty much side by side. It stopped raining, which means it's going to start getting dry rather quickly. Through turn 3, through turn 4. And Richie's now got 5 seconds for speeding into pit lane. People are already pitting off the dries. I don't know how quickly this place dries up, but it could be that dries is the fastest tyre to be on. Trees gets a 3-second time penalty there. As a lot more drivers are starting to pit, especially at the rear of the field. I suppose if you don't, you have a lot less to lose if you pit now at the rear of the field. You can start getting in those lap times while everyone else struggles on the inters. We have a yellow flag. It is someone on the inters. I believe it is Pierre. Pierre is off. That's a car on the track. That's a Mercedes getting very close to the car on the track. We're seeing someone already hit each other there. None of the top, or a few of the top people are pitting. We've got very different strategies going on here. Half of them pit and half of them don't. Surely you do pit now. Oh, man's in the pits. Yeah, I think that it is time to pit. Honestly, it looks bone dry already. Jeez. Does that mean that Charismatic and Clates have just given up? A good kind of area is where they are. It depends what Jamie's lap's going to be on the dries. Look at them all coming out of the pits. Looks like no one is going to be challenging this lot either. They have to be so careful. These brakes will get so cold coming out of the pits. Into the first chicane. You can see how much time they're losing on the cold tyres. But when they start heating up, DRS enabled. Have the top four made a mistake with the pits? Or have they made a blinder? We are going to find out shortly. We're already on lap 6, by the way, and the rain has already disappeared. Could we get the rain back towards the end of the race? Or is it only going to be like that? Right, they're all going to pit this time round, but how much time have they lost? That is the question against this lot on dries. And this lot on dries haven't really been battling each other. They have been letting each other get on with it. But they're all going to gain on this, aren't they? I don't think these three here will get any benefit from it, but these top four, they should, well, these four drivers should gain quite a bit from it, as Dano is already putting Tree under a lot more pressure. This is going to get close here. Charismac's going to come out in first. Place is going to out P2. P3 is Jamie. P4 is Tree. Side by side between Mad Tobble and Tennis out of the pits. Obviously, Tennis being on the colder tyres, it should mean that Mad Tobble gets moved down, and he does. Dano needs to get past the Ferrari driver as well while he's on the colder tyres. Dano is looking for the move up the inside, possibly. Tennis can't turn in because he's got the cold tyres. Dano needs to make the move now, otherwise he's going to get held up too much. They're side by side, through goes Dano. That is not worked out for Tennis. Kebab's come out P8 as well, so it's not worked for Kebab. Those who pitted definitely had an advantage out of it. Quickmick 3 seconds as well now. He's in P11. Millsy's starting to put a lot of pressure on Omanzi as well. Lots of different gaps in this Grand Prix, but that can be expected. Got a feel for Bad Dogs. He's not having the Grand Prix he would have wanted so far. Same for Aaron, who spun out on lap 1. Easy to do though, as Tree now sets the fastest lap. It might get beaten. Yeah, Mantle will straight away faster lap time. You can expect there to be faster laps for the majority of the next couple laps, until eventually the track is as good as it's meant to be. Cubs might still be a little bit wet as well, as there was an overtake. Kabuki overtaking Pierre. Right, here comes Jamie. He's got more pace than Clates at the minute, but Clates doesn't have the DRS, but they are losing time to Charismatic. Charismac's race pacement is insanely good. He's just gained more tenths on Clates. So there was Charismac's have for dinner, but, you know, he's gaining a lot here. Unless it's taking Clates a while to get used to driving on the dries again, but it's costing him. Especially as his teammates now probably going to be looking for an overtake soon. You can see the gap to the leader going up and stuff. You want to pass the guy in P2. We'll see, it's 3.4 seconds between them this time round. Clay sets a fast lap, so actually, I'm wrong on that aspect, as Mad Thomas looking around, well, looking to hold on to position for Dano, but Dano around the outside makes another move. Mad Thomas doesn't seem to have great pace at the minute. As Jamie has now picked up a 3-second penalty. We're going to see a few of that. Where's Beggar Centurion? He's usually in the chat. He's usually trying to help Topple, unless he's not here this week. That's a crash and a half from Pierre. If he's got off there. Yeah, Pierre, what on earth has happened here? The Ferrari driver Aaron and Pierre have tangled at one of the worst places you can tangle. How one of them isn't out for this Grand Prix, I don't know, but it has caused a safety car, unsurprisingly. Hards will probably make it to the end of this Grand Prix, but do you want to be on hards for the end of this race, or do you wait for another safety car? Could go into medium. Krizik stays out. He's happy with the tyre he's on at the moment. Clates stays out as well. No one risking the hards between the top 4. Dano doesn't. In fact, no one's risking the hards yet. Just the ones towards the back of the field. Okay, that's lucky for the back markers there to get in front of Charismic. They now need to pass the safety car. And for some reason, they don't seem to be able to. What is going on? Right, Aaron's now passed it, and so has Pierre, so... that now helps. We'll be on the safety car for a while now, though. Because there are a lot of gaps to fill up. I mean, only the top 8 have caught up so far. Penalty-wise, though, it's a little bit dramatic. Not too bad yet. Bridgie picking up the 5 seconds in the pits. Hopefully no one spins on the safety car. We've seen that a couple of times. Only 25 laps to go in this Grand Prix already. This goes so fast. Right, now that I've seen the penalties, shall we switch through who's got most places gained at the moment? It's probably going to be Quick Meg. 9 places is Quick Meg, so yes, I was right with that. Quick Meg is a very aggressive driver, isn't he? But he doesn't save his ERS. If he wants to save his ERS, he probably would go a lot faster towards the end of the race. But he does usually just want to go for it immediately. In the pits to serve his penalty is Richie. And he's going on to a fresh set of hards by the looks of it as well. And that is the case for the AlphaTauri driver. And you might as well, because these two are nowhere near at the minute. Aaron is catching up a lot faster than Pierre, although Pierre has already got a penalty. But yeah, interesting choices from the top 5 or 6 who's staying out when on the mediums. I suppose they're still kind of fresh though. I mean, could someone have played a blinder and just stayed on the inters, or do you reckon they would have been caught very quickly? As it goes through the hairpin. Probably one of the better places to watch, just because you won't have too many people in the way. And you will see a lot of battling going into the hairpin. But it's a shame you really can't view more of the final corner at this track, because I think that's where most people want to watch him. Obviously you can see a lot of turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 area. But how often is there much battling in an actual race in reality? So. And there are bridges to the inside of the circuit, but I don't really see many grandstands on the inside of the circuit. There's no grandstands here, so no matter where you go, you can't see any of the racing there. Or through any of this section for that point. You can here. But then you still got fencing in the way if you buy a front row seat. So you're still looking through a fence. But then, you know, none of this is being shown. Why are they battling now? Who was that? Hopefully no one picks up a legal overtake because they're doing that. Richie is now pitted again. He's gone on to the mediums, so he decided that the hards were not good enough, and now he's gone on 6.5 off mediums. Interesting call from Richie. But it should mean that safety car is in this lap. And just to say that, it is indeed. Charismatic is very good with the safety car restarts. It does tend to back people up. And I further restarts when people get backed up. I know in Div 1, some people just, when they have the safety car restarts, they don't back anyone up. Although that means no one gets a jump, it just means that if they then suddenly do back people up, people don't know and then they crash. That's why safety car restarts have crashes, is when people do and they don't. Well, he almost jumped. These two have gone. They jumped Jamie by a second already. Going into final corner, cold tyres though, they've got to be careful through here. Oh, he's not careful! Charismatic, what have you done? No! Oh, Charismatic, what have you done? Said you had to be careful of the cold tyres through there. Was he careful? No, Dano's side by side with two drivers. We have a safety car, surely, because of that. Oh no, safety car hasn't disappeared. I don't know what's going on there. Dano, 3-second penalty. Aaron's in the pits as well, but... What? What was that, Chris? I can't... Thor saying no. Days, and that's why you don't try too hard to hold everyone up. Well, I guess so. As Sykes having to topple, by the way, he's been overtaken by Tennis, but he's struggling. Kebab's clipped something, or he's lagging. I think Kebab's just lagging. Oh dear. That's proper lag, actually. Yeah. Millsy gets through, though. Oh, what a switchback from Kebab, though. He's side by side with Millsy on the exit. Millsy's going to hold on, though. Now here comes Quick Mick. You know he's going to go for the move. You absolutely know it's coming. He's gone into P8. Is he going to go for the move P7 as well? No, he's going to be safe. But Quick Mick, he's through into P8 now. Now I can just focus on Millsy. Well, if those two start working together, catch some of these drivers. But Clay's 1.5 seconds ahead from Jamie. It's worked out for him massively. As Fisher's now got past Kebab. Kebab's not really having a great safety car restart here. He's dropping places left, right and centre. And he's on the earlier mediums as well, so I don't know why that's happened. Surprised the game didn't decide to go safety car immediately after Charisma binned it. After all, there was a car on the other track. Bad Dogs has picked up another penalty. He's towards the back of the field, though. Anyone trying to go for a move? It looks like Rizzo might be. Remember, one of your championship leaders is Rizzo, and he's down in P13, scoring 9 points at the moment. He's got Bradshaw in front. Heading towards the hairpin. Is Rizzo going to be looking for the move up the inside? Thought about it, but decided to not go for it. Wide is the Mercedes. Goes for a late apex, but Rizzo is going to upset the momentum of the Mercedes by going for the move. Bradshaw holds on, though. Now here comes Quick Mick on the back of Millsy. Going into the final corner. He's going to go around the outside of the chicane. With this one driver to do it, it's Quick Mick and there's contact. Oh, Quick has been hit by... Oh, that was Liam Fisher that clipped the back of him. Kebab's now gained 2 places back because of this. He's now side by side with Liam Fisher's got wing damage. That must have been a rather big hit. And we have Bad Dogs retiring in the pits. Tell you what though, Liam Fisher's still going to battle with his wing damage. Quick Mick is now going to try and make the move on Liam Fisher, but the damage for Liam Fisher is quite a lot, quite heavy. To the inside! Oh dear. Liam Fisher has just completely ignored the fact that Quick Mick was there and got a 3-second time penalty because of that. That was rather interesting, wasn't it? Poor Charismatic, he's, you know, it happens though. It is racing after all. There is a local yellow. I think it's just the air guy. Here comes Quick Mick on the brakes on Liam Fisher. and Liam Fisher. There's contact between the pair. Don't take each other out, lads. Let's just do this nicely. Side by side. Going towards the final corner. Squeezing each other's contact in a straight line. These two do not like each other. And one is pitted anyway. So why he's battled Quick Mick that hard, I have absolutely no idea. But it's allowed Kebab and Millsy to escape. That could have been worse, couldn't it? But it is now 2.7 seconds between the top two. He's gained another 2/10 on Jamie. Now these three have got a nice little battle. Rizzo's only one place now between getting into the points. A mistake by Old Manzi as well. Is Rizzo going to be looking for the move? Not this time round, but he might set himself up. Here comes Kebab as well. I was half expecting these two to work together, but then I realised that actually drivers don't help each other. Why would they? That's late on the brakes, man, Tubble. Almost clipped the back of Tennis. Clearly showing he can dive late on the brakes if he wanted to, though. Man, Tubble thought about the move. Oh! In the pits comes Tennis. Interesting calls for pitting on lap 10 on the mediums. Oh, Kebab. What'd you do that for? Anyone going to move? Maybe Rizzo trying to get past. He's not got a lot of ERS, but, you know. That's not going to help his case at all. Into turn 1, turn 2. Wide goes the Alpine Ormanzi again. Rizzo carries so much more pace through here. Is he going to go for the move this time round? He's close enough, but just doesn't go for it. Once again, Ormanzi runs wide, giving Rizzo the better exit, better traction. Surely now for Rizzo, this is his opportunity. He's so close to Ormanzi. You can't get any closer. Going into the right-hander. Rizzo on the inside. Ormanzi gets a space contact. Round goes Rizzo. Don't rejoin. You're going to have to wait quite a while as well. Oh, something happened to Raikkonen as well. I think Raikkonen may have half-spun in avoiding action. Bradshaw's now looking on the back of Kabuki. I think with the line that he was on, he was not going to make that. As Kebab now goes towards the inside of Millsy. Is Millsy going to let this go? He does. Kebab takes the inside and the corner position nice and easy. Kabuki now. Bradshaw goes to the outside before the final corner. Brave as you like, but gets the move done. But he's going to have a bad exit. Here comes Kabuki. No way through. And Richie's looking at this, thinking he wants some of it. And here comes Raikkonen again. Whoa, misses the apex massively. What a move by Raikkonen's contacts. Forces Richie off the corner. Richie's clipped that. I don't know if that would just be classed as hard racing or a push to pass. Raikkonen clipping the wall there as well. Wow, Raikkonen's really struggling through the turn number 5, I believe. This is turn 6, and yeah, turn 5. Here comes, oh, half spin from Raikkonen. That's going to allow Richie to close back up again. Here comes Kabuki. Towards the inside, maybe. Not a move there, though. Well done, Quick Mick. He's now at P8, so yeah, he's doing well. Finally lasting longer than he did last week. And the week before that, actually. So Quick Mick's not really had a great form of late. So I'm glad to see him finally doing something better. But these two are going to be very difficult to catch Quick Mick, just because they're in the DRS toe. Quick Mick has to be faster than Kebab every lap if he wants to catch them. And not get frustrated because they put away on the straight. It's going to be very difficult. Now, Kabuki thinking about the move, but not going for it. Raikkonen also there or thereabouts. Very close. Again, turn 2 must just back all these drivers up because that's why they seem to get very close on the brakes. I'm surprised to see that. Oh, that's Tuesday's for the Red Bulls. They wiped each other out. Richie's out because of it. Oh, no, we have a car on the track. We've got lots of cars on the track. Oh, no. What's Rizzo done? Now the ghosting works. What's all that about? Oh, wow. What have the Red Bulls done? Raikkonen has hit the back of Kabuki. They spun out into the track. Poor Richie had nowhere to go. Crashed into the Red Bull driver, lost his wheel, and Rizzo's come around the corner and he's wiped out as well. Top 4 all in the pits. In fact, everyone's in the pits. They might go mediums again. Mediums will probably get to the end from here. I'd be surprised if they go hards. And yeah, just so that everyone will go for mediums. Do they get held up in the pits? It's crucial that they don't. Double stack for Aston as well. Means that Danny's come out P2. Oh, Bradshaw, what have you done? Red Bull disaster class, says Sergeant. Yeah, I mean, you know what? That kind of helps people, though. Oh man, he's coming up P9. Quickmick doesn't gain. Well, he gains time to Quickmick. This does help Quickmick a lot. Surprisingly, Liam Fisher didn't pit for mediums. Oh, maybe he did actually. No, Liam Fisher didn't pit for mediums. Maybe he's used all his mediums up so far. But still, even used up mediums would probably be faster than 4 lap old hards. Might see Liam Fisher pit again. We'll see how that one pans out. And I was just saying that the Red Bulls got very close to the cars in front at turn 2 as well. Not really too sure why they were getting so close to the other drivers midway through the corners. But yeah, either way, bad luck on the bad luck for Rizzo and Richie. They didn't deserve that. Both of them were, well, Rizzo was doing a good comeback drive, almost getting into the points because of it. But now we got the reset again. Raikkonen the P16. Liam Fisher stays out, by the way. He doesn't want the fresh mediums. Don't quite understand the strategy there. But then again, the 2 at the back are on hards as well, and they've not pitted. Raikkonen gets a 3-second penalty on the safety car. That's not ideal for his race. As we have just 14 laps to go now. Mediums will get to the end easily from here. Yeah, Richie's not happy and showing his frustration in the Div 4 chat. Sadly, not a lot you can do about that situation. And the 2 in front of you spin and you got nowhere to go. It's one of the worst feelings ever. I've done it to Muddy Biscuit though. If there's one driver that I don't mind doing that to, it is Muddy. Right, Clates, how is his safety car restart going to go? Can it be any better than Charismic's safety car restart? Because that didn't go very well for him, did it? So for Clates, let's hope that he can do it a little bit better than Charismic. Poor guy. It's not great for Red Bull or AlphaTauri. I don't know if they're both still part of each other because of Toro Rosso and Red Bull being close. I don't know if AlphaTauri is still close to Red Bull. But either way, it's not... Okay, when is Clates going to accelerate? Is he going to wait till the final corner, or is he going to go before then? Looks like Clates is going to wait till go past the final corner and then go on the exit. Oh, he doesn't go immediately. He waits. The back of the field seems to be racing, and this is going to cause absolute... This is not great going into turn number 1. There's a lot of... Oh, contacts! Round goes quick, Mick. He said he had a good... Well, he was in a good position. He's not anymore. He's got broken wing damage. But he's not going to be the only one, because this lot are all... Yeah, I don't know why the back started going before the front did, but that was obvious. That was clearly shown on that camera I was on, that the midway or the back of the field went way before anyone else. Mantobel and Millsy. Millsy's gone around the outside of Mantobel. What a move. It's almost in the wall, it's Millsy. Side by side, Mantobel. We've seen cars around side by side through here in the past. It doesn't really work out. Millsy trying to hold it. Somehow, Millsy is holding that position. Great driving from Millsy to hold this on. As he now goes side by side, man, Tom into the hairpin. Thomas not going to be happy with this contact between them. Your championship leader is under all sorts of problems here. He's now got 2 cars behind him again, putting all sorts of pressure. Man, Thomas not in a great position at all. Here comes the Alpine of Almanzi. Not looking for it, but Liam Fisher is. Liam Fisher's got the slipstream of Clay. Oh, not Clay. Clay's at the fast lap. Oh my! What? What? What have I just witnessed? Both Mercedes into the pits, but that's a bit, isn't it? Now, going into turn number 3, who is going to be putting pressure on who? Is Kebab now looking for a podium? If you have a look at the penalties, looks like, okay, everyone has got 3 seconds up until the 5 seconds for tennis. After that, it's a little bit more complicated. Right. Back to the chicane. Maybe Kabuki trying to make a move on Raikkonen. Ah, 2 Red Bulls on track together. What could possibly go wrong? One's on the hards as well, you know. Oh dear. Interesting lines from the Red Bull driver of Raikkonen, actually. I can't say I've ever seen that line going into that corner before, but, you know, you've got to change it up, trying to find new pace. Dano's now got a 6-second penalty, so for Dano, that's going to cost him a lot. Clay sets a new fast lap of the race. Clay has got so much pace here. I mean, so did Charismic, but we all know what happened to Charismic. It's turn 2. A little bit mistake by Jamie. Jamie's under all sorts of pressure here. As Raikkonen now passes Pierre. Pierre's trying to hold it around the outside, but can't do it. I don't know. Okay, so Quick also passed. What's happened to Quick? Is Quick racing with no wing here? Or is that just a camera angle? But Charismic, did he not pit? Oh, in the wall slightly for Raikkonen. That could have been a lot worse. He's now got the Alpine all over him because of it. Yeah, Quickman's carried on with no front wing. Interesting choice. And somehow a no wing. Okay, he's sort of holding position, but not really. I think we should be able to make the move up quite easily. Side by side in front. That's Tennis versus Almanzi. Tennis trying to go for the move, but doesn't like he's going to be able to get it. Both using overtake, but Tennis with the slipstream. In fact, they're both closing on the car in front accidentally. It's Liam Fisher. And here comes Kebab all over the back of Jamie into turn number 1. Braking late. Jamie gives him the space, but Kebab backs out of it. But he's putting all sorts of pressure on. Kebab's going to go for the switchback. Quick Mick finally pits. Oh, Kebab just picks up a 3-second penalty again as well. That's now 6 seconds for him. Poor Charismic, yeah. You've got a feel for him. Tennis is now putting all sorts of pressure on Almanzi. To the left, into the right. Looks like Tennis has got a lot of pace to use up here. He's going for the move as he towards the inside. Don't really want to go to the inside here. But he backs out of it. There's contact between them on the exit. That's going to allow Tennis. Is that a bump and run? He did hit him to pass him there. Almanzi might get him back. Doesn't though. I don't know if that's the definition of a bump and run. If Pierre's wide, Kabuki's looking for the move. Kebab passes Jamie into the braking point. Nicely done for Kebab. But this has Branktree back into it a little bit. As once again, another fast lap from Clates. Showing great race pace. Kabuki and Pierre still going at it. Raikkonen's lost touch to the car in front. Spin! Oh, round goes Liam Fisher. He half spun on the hard spin again. Oh, Aaron spun as well. What is going on? Why have they all just suddenly spun? What's happened? Has the grip suddenly just changed? Very weird to see 2 spinners in the exact same corner. That was almost in sympathy. Not sympathy. Symmetry? Oh, I don't know. It begins with S. One of those words. One of them works. Not all of them, though. Jamie puts on the power too early, almost spins. There's a crash. Raikkonen's out. That's going to be a safety car, surely. Can't see it not being. Might get away with it. Tree passes Jamie. In fact, we're not going to get a safety car from it. Interesting. But yeah, shame for Raikkonen. So that's one Red Bull out now. The other Red Bull P10. But these three seem to be battling. Oh, he spun! Oh, that's a car on the track. He almost wiped out Jamie because of it. That's 3 cars we've seen spin there now. It's like they've just chucked a bunch of oil down, isn't it? What's going on here? He's now going to have overheated tyres as Kebab, so he's got to be careful. Pettis has let through Kebab. May have had legal overtake. Can you show the ERS to the top 2? Yes, I will. As long as these 3 can get through here. Yeah, your top 2. So it's 35% for Clates, 27%, 48% for Tree. Tree's in the best case scenario here. More ERS than both of them. But yeah, back to this little battle going on. Here comes Liam Fisher. After spin. Pierre picks up a penalty. That's not going to help his case. Is any of the top 2 going to be battling? It's still 2.3 seconds. The gap is kind of staying towards the same. Into the breaking point for these 2. Looks like they're not going to make any move because Teddy's made a mistake. Aaron and Kabuki are though. So that's spin. Yeah, Liam Fisher's out. And that's caused a safety car. So I heard a weird noise there in my headset. But yeah, Liam Fisher's crashed it. 11 lap holds on hards. That means everyone's going to have 100% ERS, meaning, yeah, pit for softs, I guess. Drive-through penalty for Kebab. Oh, Kebab. It is so easy to forget about the Delta. But we've seen so many drive-through penalties tonight. So I don't know how Raikkonen's crash didn't cause a safety car, and then Liam Fisher's crash did cause a safety car. It's always an interesting one, isn't it? So, who's in the best space? Well, the best spot at the minute. Probably a 3-second penalty for Clates, despite the fact Aaron has no penalties. Unless Aaron stays out on track on the tyres of... well, he's on hards. Okay, Clates stays out. But they all seem to be staying out. You could go softs. But they don't want to. They don't want to give up the track position. Is anyone going to risk it? Top 5 don't. Kebab does pit, but he has to drive through anyway. Oh, Manzi pits. Aaron's going straight towards the pits as well. In fact, everyone from P7 onwards looks like they're going to be pitting. Which makes sense. Oh, Bradshaw stays out. And he's got the freshest mediums, and it gives him some track position. But he's going to be under so much pressure from the guys on softs. Can any of the soft guys get in front? It's crucial if they do. Kebab does, but he's got the drive-through penalty. And Almanzi doesn't, so... interesting. But if you race leader, it looks like, as long as he keeps it to 3 seconds, it could be a race between him and Tree. With Dano in the middle with the 6 seconds. Brings Quickmake back into play as well. But I really don't understand what happened on that second restart there. I don't know why people were going quicker than... I don't know who started that, but yeah, that almost caused a massive pile-up. It only took Quickmake out, but I think Quickmake only took himself out because he broke too late into turn 1. As we look at the Aston Martin. Still first and fourth. They did start on the front... well, first and third. So Jamie has lost a position on his grid spot. Do a look at the grid spots. See if there's anything interesting. Position changes. Yeah, Millsy's up 12 places. Oh, Quickmake, you're not helping yourself there. He's now on 9 seconds. Pierre's on 12, I suppose. Yeah, you don't want to be picking up too many penalties this late on. Last 5 laps to go. Basically, less than a 5-lapper sprint. But that's if they were to go racing on this lap, that they would have those 5 laps. I don't know if the safety car is going to wait for quick Mick. I think it will, because Topple hasn't caught up yet, which means we'll probably get underway at lap 31. Which means we have another lap on the safety car. Can't believe Kebab picks up that drive-through penalty. Without that drive-through for Kebab, P7 on softs, he'd be in a really good place. It's also getting kind of dark. Can we have some late rain? Safety car in this lap. What? Safety car is in this lap, but it hasn't pitted. I'm very confused as to what's happened here. Yeah, no one knows what to do. What? I'm sorry. I've never seen this before. The safety car's just stayed out on track. What? I'm hoping that everyone just stays behind each other, doesn't gain any advantage. That is what they're doing until the safety car pits. This would make sense if everyone just keeps their position. Pettis has got a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. What is going on? Well, I've never seen this. I'm glad that everyone's kind of on a mutual agreement, though, just to follow each other rather than, you know. Raikkonen's now left as well. He did already crash, though. What a bizarre situation to be in. So does that mean we're going to have a safety car on the track for the remainder of the race? Or is it actually going to pit? It still says safety car for them. I mean, that's good, though. If it still says safety car, that is good. Still, it's still bizarre. No matter which way you look at it, it is still bizarre. Right, the safety car has now pitted, so we are looking now at the official restart for Clates. Did the safety car just drive off for them as well on their screens? I want to know that. Well, when is Clates going to go? He went, well, a couple seconds after the final corner last time. He's gone immediately at the final corner this time. Does anyone make a great advantage out of this safety car restart? I don't think so. Soft runners are going to try and make a move immediately on those on mediums. We're looking at Kebab at the moment, but it is about between the top two. Looks like Clates is already making advantage. Almanzi versus Bradshaw. Bradshaw's going backwards. He is the first of the medium runners, and he just doesn't have the same amount of pace as everyone else. That's almost contact. There is contact. Round goes. Oh, dearie me. Topple's out. Championship leader. He's out of the race. Gone. This is a huge moment for Dano's championship. If he can somehow still win this race. I can't believe what I've just seen. Topple's taking himself out. Wide goes the tree. Dave says he can't hear comms, but I can't really tell when there's this many battling going on. Hopefully someone else can fill in for Dave what's happened in this race. Here comes Kebab. He's got the drive-through penalty, so I suggest he's going to pit. He does. Which means that Millsy is now under pressure from the soft runners. Well, not quite. The soft runners of Almanzi haven't really caught too much yet. We shall see, though. As Quick Mick and Kabuki going at it. Don't make contact. They haven't. There's a spun car there. That is the Ferrari driver, Aaron. He spun already once today. He spun again. Millsy is under all sorts of pressure from Tedist. When it is, well, now that DRS gets near the end of this lap, I believe, so this should bring people back into it. Big mistake! Oh, bigger mistake! Off goes Tedist. Interval, off goes Kebab at the same time. That's two spinners. But yeah, Kabuki's now in P8. Quick Mick is now into P7. How is he doing this? Uh-oh. Dano is on 6% ERS. How is Dano used up so much ERS in comparison to everyone else? There's only 2 laps to go, but that is not going to be great. DRS enabled now as well. That's not going to help his cause. I mean, Tree is going to get P2 on the podiums. My battery's now... Tennis is off. Tennis is retired in the pits. After crashing. But yeah, that is your penalty-wise. At the moment, it's still in favour of Clates. Tree will get P2 and Jamie will have P3. But it depends if Dano can gain half a second. With the ERS battle, though, it's going to be tough, although both of these drivers are on low ERS. Does anyone have DRS the car in front? None of the top 4 do, but Millsy does. This is actually crucial for the rest of the field race. If these two start battling, it gives Dano an extra couple of positions. And the ERS that Millsy's got over Jamie, this could be massive for Millsy here. He could get himself into the top 4. Oh, I made a mistake though, around the final corner. And Quickmick's also under a lot of pressure now from Kabuki. He's out of ERS. Here comes Kabuki now. Is he going to go for the move? Quick Mick defends the inside on the final lap. Oh, Kabuki goes for a late move, but doesn't quite make it stick. Rounds out of turn 2, though. Still under a lot of pressure. That mistake from Millsy's cost him 1.5 seconds just over the DRS. It's going to come down to a mistake, I think. But here comes Clates then. You gotta say, Clates it's definitely been the fastest driver today. I know that Charismatic had some pace earlier, but throughout consistency-wise, I think Clates would have got it in the end. It's hard to say, though. Everyone's kind of out of each other's DRS now, except for Kabuki, possibly on Quick Mick. You don't really want to battle Quick Mick on a last lap, because you know how that will end. Clates then, one corner, well, a couple of corners to go. Gets through the no track limits warning. Dano's pushing everything he got in the Williams to try and make sure he gains a position or 2. Clates wins. Tree is going to come in with P2. Does Jamie get P3? He doesn't. Misses out by 2.5 tenths. P5 from Millsy, P6 from Mazzy. Quick Mick somehow holds off Kabuki, but not on penalty-wise. Bradshaw is going to come home P9, only just from Aaron P10. Both get past Quick Mick. Oh dear, Quick Mick. At least it's in the points. Bab P11 and Pierre is going to come in P12. And that is your Canadian Division 4 race. As good as that. Quick Mick still gets driver of the day. To be honest, I don't know if I disagree with that or not, to be honest. Still, very awesome race. And it has started raining again. But that is your top 14. I'm just going to invite them to the party. Dano getting P3. That is crucial, actually. He gains a lot of points on your championship leader tonight, who DNFs. Just going to check the standings again. So yeah, Tree gains a lot on the championship leaders. In fact, Tree is the championship leader after tonight. Dano will definitely be in P2. Possibly. No, Dano won't be P2. But yeah, it'll be Tree, Topple, Dano. Relatively close to each other, although Tree will gain quite an advantage with tonight's P2. And then P4 to P6 didn't even score points, which means that Clates is going to jump up massively in the championship as well. So there'll be massive changes in the Div 4 championship because of this race tonight. Some positive ones for those who manages to make it positive, of course. Welcome to the stream, Dano, Clates, Tree. You've all been here before.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to all include your audio? I think Clates is... no, maybe I haven't seen Clates before. Clates?
Nah.
No, I haven't, have I?
I've never been on the podium.
Ah, well make sure you include your audio. Do you know how to do that?
Well, I've ticked the box, and then it came up with a notification saying it hadn't been included.
It hadn't?
Yeah.
Do you want to re-tick it again?
Yeah, I did that.
Hopefully it's working now for you. Not sure though.
Have a look on the stream, see if it's coming up.
Yeah, well, while you try sort that out, I shall move on to P number 3. Being the Williams driver. Look at that, I remember what team you were. You proud of me?
Oh, I am very proud.
You really should be. I don't know how I remember that. Right. Dano, qualifying... Well, I'm not going to remember your qualifying now, by the way. So just heads up on that.
Yeah.
How was qualifying?
Well, P2, Q1, Q2. And then terrible in Q3.
Ah, yes. I remember you saying that. The grip
Yes.
changed for you, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so it was
That
a
was
shame.
none.
Yeah.
You might. Is that just me or is he not talking?
Yeah, I can't hear anything either.
Radio
I
check.
think he's broken.
I'm back.
Hey,
Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah.
hello. You're back, you're back.
The battery's bloody died, and then the headset fell out the controller. It's all going off.
Oh, it's all going wrong.
Yes, it's fine. I'm sure you were continually talking about how your qualifying was, right?
Yeah, sure.
Good. I didn't miss anything important then, did I?
No.
Good, good. Well, to be fair, yeah, qualifying, it could have been a lot better for yourself, but you somehow managed to come out of it with a good race result. You were up there or thereabouts. What happened with the penalties?
Ah, it's silly. I got a bit distracted trying to push up to Clates for that last one and just missed my break and then went deep.
Ah, it happens.
Because I was desperate to stay in that DRS, but it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, well, you still had a very good result in the end, though, to push to a P3. You would have been P2 on track, but obviously Tree got you towards the line.
Yeah,
You were...
my own teammate ruined my P2. I had a very nice clear gap to P3 and then he binned it and the last safety car came out.
Yeah, you'll have Liam to thank for that.
Yeah, I gave it to him in the air when we were racing, which was nice.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it's just your penalties that cost you a lot, because you did have
Yeah.
a good pace.
Yes, consistent as well, but it's just that last penalty just screwed me.
So you'll be happy to know that you gain on the championship on Topple, but you won't be happy to know that Tree's now in front, so you lost points on Tree.
Yeah, that's just the one person I was trying to push away from, just hoping he would get another penalty by trying to push back up to me, but it just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Just too consistent on that.
Yeah, Tree and Clates both had very good consistency tonight. It's just a shame for your penalty situation, because otherwise you two would have battled a bit harder, I feel, because Tree had a lot more in him. I think he's just backing off a little bit. Is it fair to say that, Tree?
Yeah, once I saw Dano get the 6-second, to be fair, I just sort of not coasted, but I took a bit off the gas, because there was no reason for me to push and get the 6-second, and Clates was way too fast to catch anyways.
Yeah, I think Richie told me, because he was out, I was pushing. I was like, oh, this ain't too bad staying in Clates' DRS. I must have gained pace, and he told me he barely used any ERS, and I was on 20%. And then I'm pretty sure he said he started using it, and that's when he got like a 2-3 second gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, honestly, Clates was just on a different level tonight.
I would like to hope this is one of his favourite tracks. So I'm worried about when it is.
Yeah, I like Canada, don't worry.
See? The positives. But yeah, so how do you feel about the championship now? Is it starting to get to you a bit more, Dano?
I'm still going along with what I was thinking at the start of the season, just points every race, even if it's 10th place. Maybe it'll go up to 6th place minimum, but at the moment I'm just staying content with trying to get points every race.
Well, the next track is a little bit more challenging, I feel. It's Abu Dhabi. How are you good? How's the pace around there?
It's one of my better tracks, but I feel like a penalty could be arriving there as well. On those chicanes.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe if you practice, you might be alright.
Maybe I'll do 5 instead of 3 laps then.
Do 20 minimum.
Oh, sure, for you.
I am Div 1 for a reason.
You are.
Well, very good result, Danny. Do you have any shout-outs tonight?
Richie and Liam again, just helping me out once they were out.
Yeah, did Liam really help you much?
Afterwards, no. But before he went out, he was keeping me informed of things that was happening around the track as well. So before he went out, he was helping.
But useless after, when he could have been more helpful.
Yeah.
Good to know there's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on.
Well, we'll move on then into P number 2. It is Tree. Hi, Tree.
Hello.
It still feels weird calling you Tree when that's literally an object, but we'll go with it. It still works out.
The name's a bit. I probably made that when I was about 7, so.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Do you prefer Tree or Blaze?
Tree's fine. I think you've been going with Tree so far, so I don't need to change it.
Alright, sweet. That helps me out trying to remember that. Qualifying tonight was rather positive for yourself, I think, from what I remember.
Yeah, it was good until the last lap of Q3. I decided that I wanted to have a taste of the wall, so.
Yeah, the World of Champions. Is this a sign to come that you're going to be a champion, is it?
I think it's a bit too early to start talking like that.
Well, I don't know. You've just taken the lead of the championship despite crashing into the World of Champions. Do you not see where this is going?
I think I need to win a race before I put myself in. I've had P2, 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 and DNF.
Well, yeah, but it's those P2s that add up. It's not the P1 that matters. It's those more P2s.
I guess so.
Talk about the race though. Your penalty management was much better than Dano's, but like you said earlier, you was mainly coasting when you saw the penalties. But how was it early on in the race?
Yeah, early on, actually, all of the warnings I picked up were in the first. I think I got a warning on each of the first 3 laps. So I guess I hadn't done any sort of wet practice, so my lines in the wet were just absolutely atrocious. That little downhill right left, I think I picked up all 3 penalties, or all 3 warnings right there.
Yeah, it's a very tricky corner, is that one?
Yeah.
It sucks you in
But
more,
yeah,
especially in the wet.
Other than that, just trying to stick in the DRS of the 2 guys ahead, and just it's pretty much a bit of a nothing race for me. I didn't really have much going on, just following them.
How were the safety car with your strategies?
Well, the first one came out right on probably a lap before I was gonna pit anyways, so that worked out fine. And then I was just kind of waiting to see what the two guys ahead did for the last safety car, whether they were gonna get put on softs or stay out. Once they stayed out, I just decided to follow them, keep track position.
Yeah, it was the right call in the end because one of the soft runners further back had a drive-through penalty, so it kind of gave a gap instantly when he pitted.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, very good result tonight. Are you kind of gonna think about the championship a bit more now that you're winning it?
No, just need to keep picking up points. Maybe last race of the season, if I'm still in the championship, I'll start thinking about it.
Okay, you're thinking about last race already, Well, Abu Dhabi's next. How do you feel about Abu Dhabi?
I'm not really sure. Racing there always seems to be a bit of a bore fest, kind of like the real thing. Just a bunch of DRS trains, no real great overtaking chances. So we'll see.
Alright, so well, do you have any shout-outs yourself?
Just the other two guys up here on the podium. They had great pace all weekend. So yeah, good job, guys.
Stars shouted you out of being a top runner tonight as well, and he clearly proved that tonight. Though he did also say quick, make your teammate, man, and then, you know, we all know how that went.
There was a minute there where I was thinking he was going to be up here. He was probably gained like 13 or 14 places at one point.
Yeah, but his penalty situation, and he just got involved in a couple crashes.
I was hearing that in the background from your commentary. I kept hearing every couple of seconds, "Oh, quick, Mick, you've done it again."
Yeah, he doesn't seem to learn, so I just say again, and he still doesn't learn, and then it's again and again and again. And yeah, I'll be having
the
words.
points in the end, so that'll help for the constructors. So.
Yeah, he could have got a lot more out tonight, though. But oh well.
Yeah.
I shall now move on to your race winner tonight, and also your pole man. But you didn't beat Charismic off the line because he had the host advantage. Was that a bit annoying for you, Clates?
I managed to disqualify myself on the way to the grid, so I wasn't expecting to get ahead of him. Obviously, because he's a host, I was expecting him to jump me anyway. And then as soon as he binned it, I thought, yeah, this could be it.
Yeah, I can't believe he binned it the way he did. I mean, come on, I literally said on stream you'll have cold tyres, and he was watching the stream, he knew what I said, and he still went off and binned it, you know?
Yeah, I tried to learn from what he did, because he went on the straight before the chicane, and I had Cam Bradshaw in my ears telling me, don't go until after chicane, because you want to do that on cold tyres, it's always a recipe for disaster. So both safety car restarts, I made sure I just waited until I was on the home straight but Dano kept me honest the entire time. It was stressful.
Wow. I mean, first of all, before we go too far into the race, the qualifying, you were top Q1, 2Q, and Q3.
Yeah, like I said, I like Canada. It seems to fit my driving style.
Yeah, you don't say. Just gone and done all that. How was...
Especially as like the other tracks, I'm nowhere near that kind of pace, so I kind of shocked myself, but yeah, decent.
Well, if you start carrying some confidence over, then you could be fighting for championship as well, and that will scare Dano and Tree.
That's right.
Which I hope it does. At least Dano, anyway. He needs some scaring. Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
And then obviously your race, yeah, it kind of was help from Charismic, but then you still had to maintain the penalties. You did get a penalty yourself, though, so were you still pushing relatively?
Yeah, so I think it was like the first 7 laps, I was completely clean. I didn't have any warnings, and I got 2 in the same lap, and then I got the extra one maybe 3 or 4 laps later, and then I didn't get another one after that. So it was going okay on the warning front.
Yeah, not bad on the penalties and compared to your rivals as well. So it did help you overall. And then the one guy who didn't have any penalties got himself a drive-through, so that also helps. But
yeah,
well.
when I saw Dan, I got 6 seconds. I kind of took my foot off the pedal a little bit, and like he said with the ERS, I had Cam ask you how much he had left, and when I knew that he had barely any, yeah, I felt quite confident after that.
Yeah, I still don't understand how Dano used up all his ERS, but either way.
He was in
Leave
like
it
2
out,
laps. He went straight to 60%.
Yeah, I'm sure Dano
But when
will
you've got someone like Clates with the acceleration he gets off the corners, you've got to use something.